Israel's government has approved sanctions on the country's oldest newspaper, Haaretz. Its communication minister says that the publication hurts the legitimacy of the state of Israel and its, quote, right to defend itself. The decision came after Haaretz publisher Amos Schocken critiqued Netanyahu's treatment of Palestinian freedom fighters. Haaretz says the action is an attempt to silence a critical and independent newspaper. Let's bring in Gideon Levy, a columnist at the Haaretz Newspaper. He joins me now from Tel Aviv. Gideon, who is Amos Schocken, the publisher of Haaretz, and what did he do exactly to anger the Israeli government?
Amos Schocken is the third generation of publishers who established and maintained this, as you said rightly, the oldest newspaper in Israel, and in many views the only newspaper in Israel. Because especially in this war, as you know, almost all the media outlets totally recruited themselves to the narrative of the government and the army and avoided the Israelis foreseeing Gaza, avoided Israel foreseeing the crimes in Gaza, and pleased or did anything possible to please the viewers and readership, while Haaretz tried to stick to the truth and to the full truth. The government decision of today created already, I must tell you, a wave of sympathy with Haaretz from the other side, which is very encouraging. But it's a very bad message, both politically and morally, silencing any outlet, like Al Jazeera, by the way. But in the same time, it is also a very warning sign for the future.
Gideon, if I understand correctly, the newspaper itself also tried to distance itself from those comments, but it looks obviously like that hasn't worked. What impact will the government cutting ties on it have on the newspaper itself?
First of all, it has some economical consequences. And as you all know, print newspapers and newspapers in general are struggling for their existence, especially private ones who don't get any assistance from any other source. And we are really struggling, and any damage might become a major damage. The government will stop to advertise in Haaretz, and they will stop to subscribe on Haaretz, which means that I don't know the figures, but many less subscribers and many less advertisements. Haaretz will survive it. We will survive it, obviously. But to tell you that it's easy, it's not. And it has also a moral meaning, moral consequence.
So what sort of reaction has there been domestically to this news, given it is, as you say, one of the oldest newspapers in the country?
No, I can't say. As I told you, I see in the social media a lot of expression of sympathy toward Haaretz and quite an encouraging call to subscribe Haaretz now as a reaction to the decision of the government. Hopefully it will be translated into real measures. Haaretz, as you know, is appearing both in Hebrew and in English simultaneously. So many readers abroad are worried about the future of it. I can tell you, the future seems okay. It's not like Haaretz will close down because of this step. But this step is worrying because they might take more measures against Haaretz and against any media outlet which tries to tell the truth.
OK, thank you for your time. Gideon Levy, a columnist at Haaretz Newspaper, joining me there from Tel Aviv.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.